In this short video tutorial, we will learn how to use the drawing tools in Smart Notebook software. The drawing tools are contained within this block of the toolbar right here. Beginning in the upper left, there is a select tool, this little black arrow here. This is how you turn off any of the other drawing tools. So for example, if I click on the shape making tool, and I quickly make a shape on my screen, when I'm done and I want to be able to select on this shape or use a different tool, I need to click on this arrow or select tool to turn off the drawing tool. If I forget to turn off the drawing tool, the next click of the screen will simply make another square. And that can be a source of frustration for teachers and students. So always make sure that you click back on the select tool after using another drawing tool. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove this square that I just drew, and let's move from left to right and take a look at that shape creation tool. When you click on this tool, it gives you an extended menu on the toolbar that has a variety of different shapes you can choose from: circles, ovals, various rectangles, and so on. There's even a little drop down here next to the star and the heart that contains some additional polygons, as well as a check mark, X, and then a thought and word bubble that could be added to the screen as well. When you select on a shape, before drawing the shape, you also have options to choose to fill the shape or change the color of the line around the outside by clicking on the color block here. You can change the style of the line, meaning change the thickness and then make the line around the outside of the shape solid or dotted. And finally, you can set the transparency level of the shape. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to fill the center in yellow. I'm going to make the line around the outside green. I'm going to give it a nice thick line, we'll make it dotted, and then we'll set that transparency somewhere in the middle. And then to use this drawing tool, you're going to click and hold down with the left mouse button until you get the size and shape that you would like, and then you'll release. If you decide that you want to make changes to the shape after you draw it, you can turn off the drawing tool and click on the shape again. And that same extended menu to change the color, style of the line, and transparency level will return. So you can customize a shape before you draw it or afterwards. After the basic shape creation tool, we have a perfect polygon tool that allows teachers and students to create a shape with 3 or up to 16 sides. So if I select somewhere in the middle, that 13, and again, you can choose the color before drawing your shape, or draw the shape first, and then select it and change the color after. Moving to the right, we have the fill bucket. So any shape that is created on the screen, from the fill bucket, you can choose to change the color of the inside of that simply by clicking on the color that you would like and then clicking on the shape that you would like to change. The fill bucket will also change the transparency level so that every shape on the screen could be set to the same transparency level quickly by clicking on them. Moving to the lower level of this set of drawing tools, we have the pens. When you click on the pens, the first option is a fairly standard digital ink pen that allows you to choose to write in black or red, green. It's even got some options to do dotted lines. But just here under the pen, there is a small drop down, and if you click on this, there are several different types of pens that you can choose from. In addition to the standard pen, we have what Smart calls a calligraphic pen that gives you a slightly thicker or thinner style of ink for anyone who's ever used a calligraphy pen. You have a crayon, highlighter, a text pen that will convert any ink written into text, a creative pen, paintbrush, magic pen, and then a shape recognition pen. So let's go through and take a look at each of those. I'm going to get us a blank page, and Let's take a look at the crayon. Once again, you can choose any color that you would like or go to the color block and custom create your own color. And then it makes a ink that is a little more like what you'd get if you were drawing or coloring with a crayon. The highlighter makes nice straight lines that are transparent or translucent so that you can see text behind them. Once again, a variety of colors available as well as line thicknesses. The text pen, as I said a moment ago, means that if you write in digital ink, it converts to text, and then you can click to accept the conversion if it is correct. The Creative Pen gives you lots of wacky styles of ink to write in, including stars, snowflakes, smiley faces, daisies, and so on. The paintbrush, similar to the crayon, makes strokes that look a little more like painting. This is especially fun for art teachers because the students can come up to the board with a paintbrush in their hand, select on the paint tool, and then leave paint on the board. The Magic Pen puts disappearing ink on the page, stays for about 6 seconds before that line of ink will disappear. The Magic Pen also has 2 additional functions. If you draw a circle with the Magic Pen, it creates a spotlight. The spotlight can be moved around to different places on the screen simply by clicking and dragging in the black area outside of the spotlight. When you're done in the spotlight mode, you can click the X to close it. And if you draw a rectangle with the Magic Pen, it zooms in on the area contained within the rectangle. Once again, you can move that area of zoom around the screen simply by clicking and dragging in the black outside, and when you're done zooming in, you can click the X to close that. So lastly, after the Magic Pen, we have the Shape Recognition Pen, and this allows me to draw a circle freehand, and then the software will correct it, or a rectangle, or even a triangle that the software will try to do its best to correct and make into a perfect shape for you. Once again, moving across our drawing tools, the next tool after the pens is the text tool. The text tool allows you to choose the size and style of text before you begin typing. On the smartboard, if you click anywhere on the page and start typing from the keyboard, text will appear whether you click on the text tool or not. But if you would like to specifically type in, say, Comic Sans, size 22, and have it underlined, you can make those choices before you begin typing, and then you will get that specific style of font. Moving along, we have a line creation tool that allows you to make straight lines, arrows, arrows with a circle at the beginning, and lines of different colors, line styles and thicknesses. Once again, we can custom choose the color, line thickness, style, any shapes that we'd like to be at the start or finish, and then transparency level of our lines as well. Our last drawing tool is our eraser. The eraser gives you the choice of 3 different sizes. You can choose a small eraser, or you can choose the largest eraser. Please notice as I erase the screen that the eraser only works on the inking tools. I am not able to use the eraser to remove the lines, shapes, or any text that is on the page. If I want to remove any of those, I need to return to my select tool, and then I would click on this line of text here, and I can either use the drop down in the upper right hand corner to choose delete, or I can click on an object and use the delete key from my keyboard to remove it. So that is a quick overview of the drawing tools in the Smart Notebook 17 toolbar.